G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United X-Men gameplay video for you. It's been a little while since I've done one of these videos, at least compared to the rate I was putting them out before, but yeah, had a few sort of colds and things go through the family, sort of like cycle through, so we've been sort of hit pretty hard by that too, and also this is probably, I think, the third video now that I'm trying with this new camera that we've got, and so hopefully the picture quality is looking pretty good for you guys. But I also tried to get a lapel mic to work with it as well, and I just had a few sort of failed attempts at trying to get that to work. So I just thought, okay, well, let's just get a video done and use the microphone built in with the camera, and I'll keep working on the lapel mic. But yeah, I'm really having a lot of trouble with that, so it just doesn't seem to want to work at all. So yeah, apologies about that. I'll see if I can keep working on that, but yeah, we'll see if we can get stuck into a game today. So a little while ago in the comments, someone had requested maybe doing some sort of a New Mutants video, so that's what we've got for you today. So we've got a team here. I figured we'd sort of go sort of by that recent movie that that came out. Now that movie I think had Wolfsbane in it as well, but we've already showed her off in a previous video, so I thought, well, let's use the other characters that I think I've identified from that one. So we've got Mirage here, so I think she was sort of like the main character, or, you know, like the person that the sort of the movie sort of followed. So she's kind of cool. She sort of uses dreams and nightmares and stuff against the enemy. Then the person, I think the same person who requested that we use New Mutants specifically called out Sunspot here, so we'll definitely use him, and I think he was in the movie as well. Magic was in the movie, and also she's just a pretty cool character as well if you're talking about the New Mutants, so we'll use her. I don't know if you can quite see, she's got that sort of funky arm there. And she's stepping out of some sort of portal or something there, and she's got a magic sword. And we have, to round out the team now, this guy actually comes in the X-Force box, but Cannonball was also, I think it was Cannonball, was in the movie as well, so we'll use him as well. And you might have noticed that I've got 4 characters, so what I thought we'd try to make this video something, something a little different in this video is I'm going to try, the last couple of games we actually moved away from using the Xavier mode, and we used we basically played as if we were sort of playing a 3-player game with myself controlling each of the 3 different characters. So we're actually going to step it up to a 4-player game, see if I can handle this. Probably not, but yeah, I couldn't sort of pick between these characters. They were all in the movie, and I thought, oh, that one's cool and that one's cool, so I've decided let's use all 4 of them. And then maybe, you know, in a future video we might go back to using a Xavier mode as well, if you're enjoying that that style of play as well. So yeah, so that's the heroes. We have Sinister, or Mr. Sinister, as our villain. Wasn't really sure who to use as the villain for this one, but I think SX Core or something has something to do with Mr. Sinister there, and I think they were in the movie sort of working behind the scenes and that sort of thing, so I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, and those kids seem to be being experimented on in the movie, so Mr. Sinister likes doing all that sort of stuff as well. So I've set him up in his Savage Land. I've been watching the old 90s cartoon, and it's been bringing back a lot of memories, and Mr. Sinister definitely had something to do with the Savage Land there, so we'll put him there. And now I don't think it was Muir Island that these kids were being experimented on in the movie, but it's a mutant research center, so I figure let's put them there to start with, and they've got to sort of break out or something, so that's where they're going to start. We've got the Savage Land there. We also have the Hangar Bay, the X-Jet, the Lighthouse, and Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, since we're dealing with a young up-and-coming team here. Now Sinister has 11 health here to start with, since we're playing a 4-player game, and he's also he doesn't have any henchmen as such, but his threat cards, he's got 2 of each of these 3 different threats. So let's have a look here at the X-Jet and the Savage Land have this card here. And apologies about if the lighting's not great. I'm sort of filming this in the day today, so I'm hoping that the sort of natural lighting's not too bad here. But Hero starting their turn on this location treat all special effects on their cards as blank until the beginning of their next turn. So that's not great. And we need a lot of heroics to clear that. So basically heroics are going to be what we need to clear all of these. Manipulation. Get that in focus. Heroes starting their turn on this or in this location must play their hero card randomly. So that's going to be at the Lighthouse and also at Muir Island here. So we don't need to pick that one up again. But yeah, you can see, so we're going to start here, and that's going to affect all the heroes in their first turn, I guess. So that's going to be interesting. And then morphing, which seems to, they've both come up over here on this side. This one's interesting because it says Mr. Sinister cannot take any damage as long as this threat is in place. So I think we had another one similar to this with, maybe it was Toad or someone, had a similar threat like that, and you basically had to complete those, otherwise you couldn't complete the mission, because the only way I can see on Mr. Sinister's card here to defeat him is to actually deal damage to him, so to take him out, and he has no special rules about that, so we basically have to clear these 2 morphing cards, otherwise we can't win. Now interestingly, if we had the Plan B cards in effect, or that Plan B mission, we could try and complete the mission without actually dealing any damage to him, so that's interesting as well. And I've just realised we've got to put the actual threat tokens out on these spots. Go. And I think we're good. Apart from that, we've got all of the locations seated with their thugs and civilians. So let's show you the villain dashboard here. So we'll start with this setup. So it says distribute 12 DNA sample tokens equally among the heroes. So Mr. Sinister's Mr. Sinister's his mission is all about these DNA sample tokens. So you always have 12 of them, and you just distribute them. Did I say equally? Yeah, distribute them equally amongst the heroes. And his mission is all about going around and collecting these off your character. So he wants to sort of like do experiments on your heroes. So special rules. Heroes without DNA sample tokens treat all special effects on their cards as blank. So if he manages to remove all of these tokens from any particular character, that character no longer has any of their sort of special effect cards, or can't use them. Well, sorry, can use them, but they don't get any of their special effects. So how does he collect these from you? So basically everything he does collects them. So let's have a look. Bam. So if he bams on his master plan card, move each hero 1 location closer. So you can't even sort of get away from him as such, because he's drawing you in. So move each hero 1 location closer to Mr. Sinister. Then take 1 DNA sample from 1 hero in this location, in his location. So basically, he sucks you in, and if you end up in his spot, he's going to take 1 sample token from 1 of your characters. Overflow. If 1 or more thug or civilian token can't be added to a location, take a DNA sample from a hero there. So if you get caught out in a spot that overflows, you're going to lose a token, and that only happens to 1 hero there. So if you have multiple heroes stuck in a location, that's not too bad. And then the last thing, his plot. So how does he actually win? He wins if the heroes lose if Mr. Sinister has collected 9 DNA sample tokens, and the other lose conditions also apply as well. So if he takes 9 of the 12 tokens from us, then we lose. So we'll see how we go. Alright, well it looks like we're ready to get started. I just need to show you the starting hands here. So 1, 2, 3. We'll start with, and we'll have the characters go in this order. I don't think with the glare, I don't think you can see which characters are which, but we've got Mirage at the top, followed by Cannonball, Magic, and Sunspot. So Mirage, her 3 cards that she's starting with are all pretty basic cards there, so there you go. And we know that she's going to be starting randomly with one of those, don't we? So there you go, that's her. I'll put those over here. Pop her DNA tokens back on her stack. Cannonball. So Cannonball has, he's got a wild there. Now he's got a couple of special abilities here. So he's got Blast Field and Blast Field. I think these are both the same card. So gain 1 movement token. You cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. Interesting. Interesting. And he doesn't seem to... That's interesting. Mr. Sinister doesn't seem to, in and of himself, do damage, does he? Interesting. So I wonder, I think some of these characters have abilities that protect you from getting damaged. I think Mirage's got some similar powers there. I wonder how effective they're going to be in this particular lineup or this particular matchup with Mr. Sinister. There might be some things on his Master Plan card that do some damage to us, but we'll have to see. We also have Magic here. Now she does have a starting card, so a starting hand card, so she's got a nice sort of packed lots of symbol card there, and then she's got these 2. So let's have a look. First one says Soul Sword. Is this the starting hand one? No, this is not. So Soul Sword, deal 1 extra damage to any villain, henchman, or thug. Sorry, deal 1 extra or thug. You deal any damage to this turn. Oh, okay. So deal 1 extra damage to any. Interesting. I wonder if that's like if you're dealing damage across, like if you have to pick one, deal 1 extra damage to any villain, henchman, or thug you deal any damage to this turn. And plus it does some extra punching there too. That's interesting. I mean, that's not going to be super handy for us. Not going to be super handy for us against Sinister until we can get rid of some of those threats, but that's interesting. Also, just on a side note, see how it says or thug. Now, a thug only has 1 health that it can lose, but I assume that sort of helps you in situations against, say, Strife, where Strife says you must spend 2 punch tokens to take a thug out or something like that. So I don't think that lets you take out 2 thugs in and of itself with this card, but I think it lets you sort of bypass Strife's ability and any other heroes or effects that, or sorry, villains that might have that same thing. Let's have a look at the next one. Magic's Mystical Armor. So this one she always starts with. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, if you have any crisis tokens at the end of a villain turn, you may discard 1 with no consequences, and it lets you move. However, I haven't seen anything yet that tells us we're putting crisis tokens down. So again, we we might have a bunch of heroes here who aren't necessarily suited to this mission, but we'll see how we go. And final one, Sunspot. Alright, so Sunspot's got some interesting cards here. So he's got a wild there. He's got Solar Rechanneling. Gain 1 token, 1 wild token. You may turn any action tokens you have into wild tokens, and it lets you move. So that's great. At the end of your turn, gain a movement, heroic, or punch token for each different location you occupied this turn. So if you can move around with speed with this guy, you can build up a whole bunch of tokens, and then if you can time it so that you play this one afterwards, then you can turn them all into wilds, which is and get an extra one as well. So that's fantastic. However, we're starting in a spot that's going to force us to do this randomly. So I'm betting that this is going to come up first and be not make this not as useful, and then make this not as useful as well. But we'll see how we go. Okay. All right. We'll pop the health back on Mr. Sinister there, and yeah, I think we can get started. So let's dive into it. All right. Got to be careful not to knock the camera here. So let's get started. We said, oh, sorry, I was going to say let's get started with Mirage, but Mr. Sinister is going first. So this will give us a sense for, actually I probably should shuffle these cards a little bit. This will give us a sense for what sort of stuff he might be able to do besides the basic mission setup here, because looking at it at the moment, there doesn't seem to be a lot of damage output coming from him, but maybe he has things on his cards that say, you know, for every DNA that you're missing, you take a damage, or vice versa, or something like that. So let's have a look. Okay, so he's going to move 4 spaces, bam, and put a bunch of thugs down. So you can see, hopefully I'm holding that close enough, and it is staying in focus. Okay, pop that down. So he's going to move 4, so we do the movement first. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he flies to the school looking for the kids. He's going to do a bam. Oh no. Okay, well, it's already started, because as long as he's 1 away, he's always going to get you, isn't he? So bam, move each hero 1 closer. Oh, now this is interesting. Interesting. So he's going to steal some DNA from us, but he's also moved us off this spot, which means we now have more agency over our turns. So he's sort of helped us out here a little bit. Move each hero 1 location closer to Mr. Sinister, then take 1 DNA sample from 1 hero in his location. Right. Maybe I'll take 1 from Mirage. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know who's going to end up losing more to him down the track, but I think I'd rather keep Sunspot's abilities potentially, and some of the others than I don't know. So we'll put Mr. Sinister's DNA tokens on his board there. So he's taken 1. So he's moved us all closer, then he's taken 1. Then he's going to place out his tokens. So he is, let's see, we're here. So he's going to place 1 here. Then he's going to place 2 in this spot. So we're full already, close to overflowing here. And then we're going to fly around over here, pop 1 down there, and we are done. Okay, Mr. Sinister's turn is done. So he's already 1/9 of his way towards capturing our DNA. Right, so Mirage. Now we get to draw a card. Oh wow, it's a lot of heroics there, isn't it? So I mean, we could just get straight into trying to help out with this card here. I don't feel like she needs to move too much this turn. So interesting. Do we just put 2 of those down just so we can start getting into that? So, and maybe just putting these 2 down. 1, 2. As long as, yeah, Mr. Sinister cannot take any damage as long as there's 3 in place. So we've got to take both of these out. So I think that's what we'll do with old Mirage there. So then we move to Cannonball. Okay, so Cannonball's going to be able to use one of the heroics here from... Now what did I just draw? I think I just drew this double wild for Cannonball, because I think we saw that he already had 1, didn't we? Okay, so... right. So, well, we know. Let's use 1. I probably should play the card down first, shouldn't I? So, I mean, we could get stuck into trying to take these things out as quick as we can. Blast field. Do I just try and spread myself out a little bit, maybe, with cannonball? Because we could use this to just double down on sort of clearing out this space here. But if I use this, I can move plus gain another movement token, which I could use down the track, which could be handy. Let's maybe do that. Let's go cannonball. So he's got 2 stars, so we can go 1 star there. Oh, to clear this. Oh no. I should have thought about that, shouldn't I? Well, I wouldn't have known what was going to be under there, would I? So, we've cleared 1 threat, so we can move this over here. We've done that. Then, let us spend some star power to, let's see, let's clear this one. Okay, we'll rescue that civilian, and then we will move cannonball over here, and we'll gain a token. I think that's because he's moved, he's used his star power once to clear that, once to clear this. Another hero in this location may either draw cards until they have 3 in hand or gain a token. I almost feel like it's worth just staying there though, isn't it? Instead of using that movement. I've got the movement token, and then I can give someone else another token. Let's go, since we need a lot of these, we're going to be rescuing civilians and clearing threats, and saving our punches maybe for taking out Sinister. Let's take another one of these. Let's give it to Magic, so she can move into this spot potentially, and into this spot and get that done. Alright, so she's going to have what did we just draw there? Well, we've already seen the Soul Sword and the Mystical Armor, so she must have drawn one of these, which are identical. We have a movement and a punch, and a movement and a punch. That's what she's got. So, well, she can maybe move up that way and just start trying to clear out that location. Or she could use this, if you have any crisis tokens. I just don't see any crisis tokens coming out at the moment, so that's starting hand card's a bit useless at the moment. So I think I'm going to use, oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, let's put that down. Where is old Magic? Do I stay here? Well, actually, what I could do is I could move here, punch this location, get rid of that thug, just to help clear things down. Then I can use the star that she's earned there to, oops, sorry, should put it straight onto the card, to help clear the morphing. Then she can use the second movement to come back here and gain another star. Oh, that's a master plan if ever I've seen one. That was good. Alright, so now, before Sunspot gets to do anything though, Mr. Sinister is going to act again. So, he's going to move twice and bam. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Then he's going to put a bunch more thugs out. Oh, so I think we're going to get an overflow, but no one's in the overflow spot, I think. So he's going to go 1, 2. That's his movement. So he's done 1, 2. Then he bams, which means he draws us closer. But we are far enough away that he doesn't get to affect his thing. And then he's going to put more things out, but they don't overflow where we are, I believe. So it's going to start here. It's a good thing we cleared at least one of those. This is going to overflow, but again, that doesn't affect us too badly. And then over here, he's putting one here. So we should have put an extra one out here, but that didn't happen, but the overflow doesn't affect us because we're not in that spot. Alright, okay, but these places are getting pretty full. So, Sunspot. Well, so Sunspot, he's got a couple of, wow, we've got a bunch of wilds here. I wonder how shuffled these are. We seem to have got a bunch of the wilds, don't we? Oh, only 2 of the characters. Interesting. Now what did we say? We wanted to do this one, I think, because we wanted to sort of move around and gain some tokens and do some of that stuff, didn't we? So at the end, so solar radiation absorption. At the end of your turn, gain a movement. Gain a movement, a star, or a punch token for each different location you occupied this turn. Okay. So, well, let's do it. So, oh man, it would have been good to have like some extra tokens there on him, wouldn't it? Oh, we should have. Oh, that's what we should have done. Oh, actually, we have to. Oh, well, this is kind of cheating. I think what I would have done, because it says here, another hero in this location may either draw cards until they have 3 in hand, or gain one of these, you know, 1 movement, 1 heroic, or 1 punch action token. And I'm guessing I would have given Sunspot, since he's the next character coming up, I would have given him the token. But I think, with my focus on clearing these threats, I think I would have chosen to take a heroic in the moment. I don't think I would have been thinking far enough ahead to go, oh wow, if I take a movement there, I can do some extra stuff. Okay, so we'll take the star with him, and we'll see how we go. Okay, so he's got a heroic action. I've placed his card out there, so we're going to move twice. So where is he? Sunspot. So I could either move back this way, or I could keep going this way. Manipulation, starting there, must play their card randomly. And he can do 2 movements. So he's 1, 2, or 1. Either way, he's going to be in a manipulation spot, isn't he? He's got 1 punch, so he could punch that spot. So we could help keep this down. Or if he just stays away from there, maybe it's safer to fly this way. So 1, 2, he'll do a punch here. Then he's occupied 1, 2, 3 spots in his turn. So we can give him 3 tokens. Let's take... It's almost worth taking one of each. And I think before he moves, he's going to place his action heroic token on that spot before he leaves that spot too, just to help work on that. Now these hopefully can get turned into wilds down the track if I can use my other card. But I think it might be worthwhile having some versatility here with these. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Right. And Mirage is going to get her wild. Okay, so if the name of the game is trying to deal with these heroics now, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll place this out here. She will clear the last of, with this heroic action here, she'll clear the last of this morphing spot. And, oopsie daisy. There we go. We've got 2 of the threats cleared, and now we can at least damage him. Oh wow, if I stay... So I could do 2 movement, but if I stay here, I can clear... I can gain some tokens. Or... You know, it's not too bad an idea. Like, I could get these extra tokens, but it's not too bad an idea sort of staying together, because the less places we are, the less likely we are to have to take... Because he's only ever taking 1 DNA token from us, isn't he? So I could move 1, 2 and stay here. And I'm going to have to play cards randomly, which is not great with her hand, but I mean her hand's... Or do I just move here? Gain a token. Yeah, let's see. Now let's go with this plan, backing each other up, going in teams. Alright, so Mirage is working with Sunspot. Okay, so let's not overthink it. Now, Cannonball. Here's our last turn before Mr. Sinister goes again. So we're drawing a card. He's got a movement. We've already got movement over there too. So what's he got? He's got gain a movement token, cannot take any damage. But we've got a bunch of stuff here now too, don't we? And where is he? He's over there. So we've got 1 star, 1 heroic, interesting. We're really not making much progress here, are we? We're really flying through these, but again, if we go through these too quickly, then we're going to be putting ourselves under a bit of pressure with the villain being under pressure. Okay. Cannonball. Alright. What do we want to do? Move to... We do have a... We could just do a bunch of heroic stuff here, couldn't we? We could go... move... So we could use a heroic here, rescue that civilian, use another heroic here, rescue that civilian, and have used at least 1 movement, and then I could... I'm not too worried about what I use here. I don't really want to start in this spot. We need to clear this though, don't we? No, you know what? Maybe it's in the interest of just not making us start randomly. I could leave these 2. I could fly over here, 1, 2, end up here and put 2 heroics down, just so we're not being affected by this randomness too much, and then magic might be able to come in and help us out. Yeah. Okay. That's the plan. Stan. Okay. So, thank you, Cannonball. Sorry, I'm going back and forth there on that turn, but I think this will work. We'll see how we go. Sinister, what's he doing? He's only moving 1. Interesting. Oh, no, this... I was hoping he's going to pull... this. I wasn't thinking about magic being pulled out of her spot, but she's going to get drawn this way. These guys are going to get drawn this way. I suppose that means they're not starting here, but they are going to lose all their effect abilities. So I won't be able to use Sunspot's ability there. Okay. Anyway, so that pulls him towards himself. He tries to do the BAM, doesn't work so much. Then he's going to fill the locations with thugs, with these nasty boys. So he tries to put one here. Now I do lose one from Magic, because she is stuck in this spot here that has overflowed. So that's interesting. Maybe I should be concentrating on dropping these down a bit more. Then we're going to put one here. He's going to try and put two here. Can't do it, but luckily there's no one there on his spot. So, wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Okay. Let's go with Magic. So that wasn't great. What's she going to do? Right. So she can move and star. So she's got, so she could get to work on this one and then, yeah. Then we could go here and pick up another one or something. Or same thing here. So she can put a couple down here. Whoopsie. 1, 2. Get ready to drop these when we can. And then go 1, 2. And gain, I guess we'll gain a magic token, rescue some. We need some punch tokens to get rid of these thugs though too, don't we? She's got a bunch of punches in her hand, I think. Yeah, okay. Wow, we're really not working on these civilians very much, are we? Sunspot, okay. So Sunspot is... Now we didn't do anything cheating there, did we? A hero staying in this location, treat all special effects on cards as blank. Yeah, okay, so we're fine with that. So we can't really use Sunspot's card here. He's just drawn this. He's just drawn this, which is, I think that's the one he just drew, which is just a movement, which isn't great, but we know with Sunspot, if he can build up some powerful turns if he does get a lot of movement happening, so that's not too bad. But now, seeing as we're stuck in this position, we may as well use our wild here, I guess, and just try and get as much done as we can. So, let's see. We know we want to use the movement and the star here. Why don't we punch this thug and rescue this civilian, and yeah, so we'll use the two. That's a punch and a heroic to rescue and punch out the thug that were there. Then we will move to this spot and we will remove this threat here. So another hero in this or adjacent location may draw a card. Oh, that's pretty good. So we're one threat away. We're just got to get up here to clear that threat later on. Now, so that was Sunspot. Okay, another hero in this or an adjacent location. So it can't be him, so it's got to be one of these guys. Who's going to go next? I guess Mirage is going next, so maybe we want to give her another card, just to give her more options. So she's going to draw a card, and then we may as well draw her card for the next turn. So she just drew her, well, we're getting lucky with these double wilds, aren't we? She's got the double wild. She's also got this, but she can't use this turn because she's starting in this location. It says, resist death. Until the beginning of your next turn, all heroes in your location cannot be forced to discard their last card. Wow, all heroes in your location. Wow, that's really good. I'll try and hold that steady so you can see it. Also gives you a wild as well, so she must have extra wilds in her deck. Wow, okay. If this was a mission where the villain was going around beating you up, that would be really good, but it's not so useful at the moment. But being a wild is nothing to sneeze at either. Okay, so what's she going to do? I guess let's just start working on some of these other ones, and someone like Magic or someone who's a bit closer to the... I suppose they're the same distance away, aren't they? I could make my way up there, but I think I want to get working on these thugs or civilians. So, who are we talking about here? Mirage. Has she got anything that's going to help us with that? We know we're going to get a double wild, so we could really do like, I feel like an extra move and a punch would be good here, because save our wild, because we do want to start moving. Oh, we're a bit, I think we're all going to get drawn into Sinister's plan soon, but anyway, let's go 1. Ooh, what's this star symbol? Where'd that come from? Did I spend that already? I think I might have spent that, I'm not sure. That might have been the one that I was giving to Sunspot, but then I think he used it in his turn. So she's moved. I want to get over here and do some punching. So she's moved again, punch. So we can do 2 movements, a punch, and well, I almost feel like, should we just go for the thugs now? They're closer, and there seems to be more of them on the board, so there's more opportunity to take them out. Let's go the other punch. So 2 punches, 2 moves. So we've moved twice and we've gone here. If that's the case, let's another hero in this location may, so in this location may, okay, so it's in this location, so we've got to give Magic. Let's give Magic a, well, she's got a bunch of punches. Let's give her a heroic, just in case she needs it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. Has she got enough movement? I wonder if we could. Anyway, alright. We'll give her a heroic. We've done our 3 hero turns, so now we're on to Mr. Sinister. Oh, he doesn't move, so he's just going to suck us in. So Cannonball's going to get sucked in, unfortunately. Now, let's see. These guys, I think, are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I could send them either way. Let's send them this way. Oh no, they only get drawn 1, don't they? Well, let's send them this way, because I like the idea of having these extra tokens and being closer to this spot. So he's drawn them in. He's going to take 1 off Cannonball. Okay, so he's 1/3 of his way there. Let's put them down here. So he's, oh no, we'll put him up the top. We'll cover his face. Alright, now, he's also going to, oh no, this is not great. Okay, so he's also going to try and overflow. He's putting 1 thug and then 1 civilian. You can't do that, so he is going to take another DNA off Mr. Cannonball there, so he's 1 away from being not able to use his special abilities. And then he's going to put, wow, this is a big one. So he puts a, does he put a thug and a civilian down, is that right? Thug and a civilian, and then thug and a civilian, and that goes, oh hold on, that should have gone, that overflowed there, but okay, so essentially he's putting a thug and a civilian down in both spots on either side, basically in all the same spots. This one overflows, but there's no one there to take the damage. This one almost overflowed, this one did overflow, so he's lost 2 DNA tokens, poor old Cannonball there. Alright, so let's see. Hopefully we've left ourselves enough punches here to take old Sinister out when we can. Who's up next? I feel like Mirage just went, so it's Cannonball's turn. See what he can do. see what he can do. He's got a lot. He's pretty versatile at the moment because he's got his wilds and he's got an extra movement there. So I feel like let's save the wild. Let's maybe put a movement and a punch and do a whole bunch of punching here. So he's got 2 punches, 2 movements, plus we could move him again if we want to use that, but I think let's save it. So 1, 2, he's very close to knocking this off. So 1, 2, and then, oh, did that come from there? Yeah. Where did I take those from? I must have taken them both from here. Okay. Is that what I want to do though? Do I want to clear that spot? Because I'm going to need to stay in, I'm going to need to step in here to do this, but maybe some of my other heroes can do that. So then he's maybe going to fly 1, 2 to give myself another token. Let's take another punch. Okay. Does that make sense? So he's moved twice, 1, 2. He also did 2 punches there. I think we're looking pretty good. Okay. Now, magic. I think what I want magic to do is, ideally, she could do both of these. I think she can. Alright, so she's going to step in here, use her heroic token that we gave her to clear this threat, which is going to immediately put, oh, you know what I should have done? Should have given myself one more turn maybe with the other heroes before I did this, but that's okay, because I think I can do this now anyway. At least be able to start damaging him. So there we go. So she's moved in, she's cleared that, but she can also do 2 punches, and she can take out 2 henchmen here. Okay. Right. There we go. This is a really interesting game because you're not worried so much about taking damage and getting KO'd, but you've got to be careful with these. I'm starting to get low on some of these with some of the characters, so interesting. But I had 2 movements, so I could move again. But I don't know that I want to do that. Okay, but he is going to get to go again, which is a shame. I may discard 1 card from your hand to gain a punch or a movement. What's she got? She's got a bunch of... Oh, I think I was supposed to draw a card too with her, wasn't I? I should have 3. So she would have got this extra punch here. Okay. So, do we need movement to catch up to him so we can punch him? She's only got 1 movement token there, so maybe I take a... Do I discard a card? But if I'm discarding a card, I'm just getting rid of a movement, so I'm not going to do that because it's a movement card anyway. Alright, well Mr. Sinister gets to go again, but we can now start focusing on him. So now we can just like try and gang up on him and beat him up, hopefully. Move clockwise to the nearest location with a hero. Take 1 DNA sample from each hero. Oh. Move clockwise to the next location. I should show you the card. I'm very sorry. I'm out of the practice of this, aren't I? So, move clockwise to the next location with a hero with DNA sample token. So that's Sunspot is clockwise and he's got sample tokens. Take 1 DNA sample from each hero in his location. So wow, he could have taken a whole bunch just then if we'd been laid out differently, which could still happen to us, you know, depending on what happens now, so we've got to be careful. So he's going to take 1 from Sunspot. So he's taken one from at least all of us, each person. So then, and it doesn't say he does anything else. He doesn't bam. He doesn't drop civilians or anything. So that's okay. So whose turn is it? Is it Sunspots? Oh, that's cool. Oh no, we're in the wrong spot. Ah, Sunspot. Ah. That would have been unreal. We would have been able to smash him. Oh, if only I'd taken all punches. Okay, well, let's do what we can. We've got to draw a card here, don't we? Okay, well, this is alright. This is alright. We can at least get off this spot here. So, let's do this with old Sunspot. So he can move twice and he can punch twice. So let's do 2 punches to Sinister. Then we can also spend this punch to take on Sinister as well. So that takes out another hit from him. Okay. Then we've got, so 2 punches, we've got 2 movements, so we can go 1, 2. And then we can give a token to one of these characters here. So that's handy as well. Alright. Because Sinister's pretty far away, so we can do some damage to him, but he's far away, so we're going to have to spend some movement to get to him, aren't we? And I think that's what we might want to do here. So let's have a look. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4... We should have another one because we remember that Mirage was able to draw a card before. So she's got that resist death again, which is just a single symbol. So what we probably want to do with her is give her a movement token from Sunspot ending his turn there, just so we can get some extra movement happening to get towards Sinister here. So let's do so. Let's put our double wild in. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Oh, so 1, 2. We need 3 to get to him. So we spend 1, we spend 2, and a third there. And then that leaves us with 1 of the wilds and a punch, so we can do 2 punches to him. Do we have any other punches built up on her? No. Okay. Well, it's getting pretty dicey here, and she's in a spot that could get overflowed here. I'm just wondering, would it be better to do a punch on one of these spots? But I think we'll just risk it. We'll see how we go. But she's in a spot now that, yeah, anyway. Well, he's going to move again. No, he's not. Uh-oh. What is going on? Okay, wow, okay. This might change things up. Okay. So, first of all, he's going to not move. Then he's going to bam. So he's going to take a DNA token. Oh no, he's going to take all of her DNA tokens, and now he's only 2 away from winning. Uh-oh. And we don't know if anyone else is going to... Let's see, he's going to put 1 thug here, or this could be dangerous. And 1 thug here. Uh-oh. All heroes with 2 or more cards in hand must discard their hand and draw back 1 less card. Wow. Okay, so discard my hand, and I've got to draw 2 for, oh no, I don't have that cool card anymore. Oh. Alright, I've got to draw 2 cards for Sunspot, so he ends up, oh god, okay, if only I had that really cool card. What a shame. Alright, so we're going to get 2 cards for Magic, the rest of hers are going underneath. These are all punches. Oh no! We don't have enough to take him out, and he's staying over here so we can't get to him. This is not great. Okay, Cannonball, all his wilds. Oh jeez. Oh, Sinister, I think you've got us, because I don't think we have enough. I thought he's just ramped up this attack on us, hasn't he? She loses all of these, and we get 3 back. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, she's got neural arrows though. That could help. She's got a bunch of different things here. So neural arrow. What does that do? So that's this turn you can use your punches in adjacent locations, and she basically gets 2 punches with that card. Okay. And then she's got empathic illusion. Let's see, that says relocate any number of civilians and thugs and threat cards between your and adjacent locations, plus it gives you a star, and she's got a couple of those. Alright. Interesting. Oh wow, is that going to change things up? Let's have a look. Boy oh boy, I wish I could convert these to punch tokens now. Sunspot. Alright, so whose turn is it? Is it Cannonball's turn? Mirage just went, so it must be Cannonball's turn. Alright, well, where is Cannonball? He's pretty far away. I don't know if I ever showed off Cannonball's things, but let's have a look what he's got. This turn, each time you perform a move, gain a token. Oh, that's, well. Is he in a spot that stops him doing that? He's got a DNA token, so he can keep using his abilities. I think this is what we want. Do we have enough movement to get where we're going? I think we do. Alright. So, this could be good. Alright. So we've got a movement token. We've also got a movement as per this card. So we can go 1, 2. We've spent our movement token, and we've done 2 movements so far, so we gain a punch. 1, 2. Oh, is Cannonball going to come in and clean him up in one go? I don't know. This is going to be interesting. So we've got 2 punches for doing 2 movement. 1 plus the one that we had there. Then he's going to spend 1 wild to do a movement. And it doesn't say, it just says each turn you perform a move action, and this is performing a move action. So he's going to move into this spot with Sinister. So that gains, so we're losing one of the wilds, but we're gaining a punch for that. Then he's already got a punch here, and we've got 1 more wild if I'm correct, so we can use that as a punch. So he's moved 1, 2, 3 times. That's our 3 punches there. He had a punch to start with, and we have 1 more punch left over here. So 5 punches. How much health has he got? Oh god, please be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's got 6. Oh no, so close. Alright, well let's do it. Let's take 6 health off him. Wow, Cannonball came in with a huge hit there. But it's magic next. Does she have enough? Can she get there? She can't do anything to him. And then he gets to go, and if he steals our lucky charms, we're in trouble. Oh, and we're in this spot too. Oh goodness. Okay. What do we have? It all comes down to this card draw. What does she got? Oh, double wild. Is that going to save us? Is that going to save us? Okay. I feel like that's the card we have to play, because either way we're not going to be able to do much with this other one. So she's got 1 movement and another movement. So 1, 2. Oh, I think she can. I think she can sneak in. So he's come through with a huge hit, and then she sneaks behind with a portal and stabs him in the back. Because I think movement, so 1, 2, and just before he does his master plan, she spends this last wild as a punch. So there you go. For all those people who refuse to play with the wilds, I love the wilds. I will always play with the wilds. Because I think I would have lost this one a while ago if it hadn't been for the baby mode. So, well, there you go. wow, that turn at the end there, that was so climactic, because we'd sort of done all this teamwork to sort of like set it up and get him in the right position, and then he threw us for a loop by completely, you know, throwing all our cards out and making us draw new ones up, and we were all sort of at 6s and 7s all over the place, and then being able to combo that together, excuse me, with Mirage having that double wild, and that was super handy because that allowed Cannonball to do some really cool stuff with his energy field propulsion. That was unreal. This turn, each time you perform a move action, gain a punch token. That was so good. That was really, really cool, and so thematic too, you know, him just building up all that momentum, flying in and doing a huge hit. And then Mystique, oh, talk about getting a lucky card pull there, because yeah, if we'd had those two, that wouldn't have been enough to get us close to him and then be able to do anything to him. Like, we could have played that to get the movement to get to him, but then we wouldn't have been able to do anything. So yeah, lucky card draw there, and her coming in with the win with that. I'm assuming she uses her teleporting and her sword there to take him down. Let's see what he would have done if Magic had only had that one card. What would he have done? He would have moved here. He would have drawn these guys in. So I think we would have been okay. He would have taken one more, so he would have been one away, but then nothing would have overflowed to take out, because this would have gained 2. So that, yeah, this would have gained 2. That would have overflowed, but there wouldn't have been anyone there because they would have got drawn in. Yeah, interesting. So I think we still would have had it, because then if we'd had to rely on Sunspot, he had, what did he have? He had a punch there, so he would have been able to do the damage in the next turn, but still pretty scary. Pretty scary. So there you go. That is Mr. Sinister. Yeah, that one's nasty. If he catches you in the wrong spot with that one, the what is it? Yeah, Genius Geneticist, and taking one from each hero. Yeah, that could have. If we'd been positioned badly there, that would have taken us out too, or put us dangerously close to a lot sooner. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Oh, we better officially remove Sinister's last health there from Magic. Yeah, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. It was good to get back to the table. Actually, it's been a bummer being sort of like laid up in bed and sort of in the cycle of sickness with all the family here. But no, that was really good. I hope the sound was good. And apologies again about the mic. I had a mate sort of recommend I use a mic, and I bought one and everything, and just can't seem to get it to set up, can't seem to get it to connect and work with the camera initially, and then I was trying to sort of like hook it into the phone, and that's not working either. I've tried the TRS and the TRRS adapter sort of thing to get that to work with the camera, but yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong there. So if anyone knows anything about mics and cameras and things, maybe hit us up in the comments. But yeah, hopefully the sound is good enough on this camera that at least with the built-in mic with these sort of, you know, shoddy videos that I'm doing anyway, that they're, you know, that you're not too worried about the quality there. Like obviously my videos aren't the best production value sort of thing. Hopefully you're just here for the gameplay and something to watch until your games arrive. So I've noticed that a few more people are getting their games and stuff around the place. I think most of Asia's full. I think I'm not sure about the States, if the States have started yet or not. But yeah, if you haven't received your games, if you're up in Canada or something like that, I hope they get to you soon, and yeah, I hope you get to enjoy this game because it's a lot of fun. And you know, in the meantime, yeah, I hope to get some more videos out for you, so you can sort of at least enjoy these. And don't forget to check out some other folks on YouTube are starting to receive their games and starting to get some videos organised. So I think there's a guy named Tabletop Wolf or something like that. He's got a couple of good games out there, and yeah, so plenty of Marvel United and X-Men content out there, or you know, at least starting to come out. So hopefully you'll find something you like. Anyway, enjoy, and until the next time, yeah, Meeple Monkey out.